so your comedy special is so good, you filmed it in Chicago.
I did.
You know that's my hometown.
I know.
Yes.
I thought you would be proud of me.
Chicago, girl, I want to hear all about that. Why Chicago?
So I got married in the thick of the pandemic, and
congratulations!
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Nice.
And I met my now wife in Chicago. We met 7 years ago at Gay Pride in Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds extra fun.
Yeah, because you know, Pride in Chicago is huge.
It is.
It's so popular and fun. So I went there and we randomly met. And my first special, I talked a lot about growing up and finding myself and figuring out who I was. So I shot that in North Carolina because that's where I'm from. So I continued that narrative of like being an adult. I talk about getting engaged and getting married, and it just felt like a nice sort of, I don't know, personal touch having it be in Chicago because that's where I met my wife, and I wanted to
That's beautiful.
celebrate that.
I love that.
Yeah, and Chicago also is such an awesome city.
It's an awesome city.
Come on.
That's my hometown. Okay, and you filmed it in the theater. What was that like?
Yeah, I filmed it at the Chicago Shakespeare Theater.
Chicago Shakespeare Theater.
Out there on Navy Pier. And it was amazing because I really love storytelling. I tell longer stories. I like to take people on a journey. And I just think theaters are such a beautiful place to do that. Because, you know, in a comedy club, they're like, nachos, you know, like asking for more ketchup. And you're just like shouting over people eating sliders. So, I don't know, in a theater, it's a good place to be able to tell those longer stories and connect.
I gotta know, how did you propose?
Well, I'll tell you this. The movies make it look very romantic and very easy, and unless you have a team of producers to do it, it does not always go as planned because I wanted it to look like, you know, it did in The Bachelor with like, you know, candles and rose petals and all that stuff. And it went awry. We walked in the room, it looked like a crime scene. It was weirdly lit with rose petals like everywhere, but just like very chaotic, like someone opened the door and a bunch of stuff flew in the room and somebody got a leaf blower and blew it around like, because when you guys think of roses and romance, what color do you think of?
I think of red.
Red,
Yeah.
right. Well, these were white rose petals and half dead, and I Googled what do white roses stand for. It's chastity, in case you're wondering. Yeah, so, it just, everything like went awry. Like the chocolate-covered strawberries were put right in front of a roaring fireplace.
They melted?
Melted, the champagne on ice melted, and my then fiance had no idea I was about to propose because it was not a very romantic situation.
Oh, God.
So I ended up I forgot to get on my knee. I just like blurted out, "You wanna?" And thankfully she said
She got
yes.
it?
She said yes.
Really? She got it?
She did say yes.
Oh, my God.
But she thankfully said yes, and 2 years later we've been married now.
2 years later. Congratulations.
Thank you.